Clemson may not be playing for the championship that Clemson fans want, but there's an ACC championship on the line this Saturday against North Carolina. We got Jason Priester on the line from allclemson.com. Get on over there, allclemson.com. And of course, like this video and share the videos out on social media. Not everyone knows that we're here talking Clemson football, and subscribe right here. Jason, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm doing just fine. Of course, it's conference championship game week. Clemson didn't make it last year, so Clemson fans should be a little appreciative of at least making the conference championship. I know they're not. I guess we're going to go down the list of who's to blame for losing to South Carolina. It always starts with DJ, so we'll go there. I saw 9 for 29. I was in and out of the game. Of course, I'm watching other games, but I had the game on the entire time, but I couldn't exactly pick up on the flow of the game. But yeah, DJ, we'll start there between DJ and receivers dropping passes.
Yeah, DJ was not very good at all. I'm of the opinion that DJ's played fairly well the first half of the season. Since Syracuse happened, he throws the 3 interceptions, and to me, it's kind of been a regression of some sort ever since. A little bit more of a step back every week. Just doesn't look like the same guy we saw, say, up in Winston-Salem earlier this year. For whatever reason, I have no idea what that is. He was just way off on Saturday. The accuracy wasn't there when he did hit guys. They dropped them. I counted 5 personally. I know PFF only dinged them for 3. I don't know what criteria they use. It must be different than mine, but I kind of count any ball that should have been caught, and it is a drop, and I counted 5. So it absolutely isn't all on DJ. You know, they lost the turnover margin once again, fumbled a kickoff return, fumbled a punt return, and you just cannot give away that kind of momentum in rivalry games. If you do that, you are setting yourself up for failure. And Clemson's been very sloppy with the football for the past 5 games. I think this is the 5th game in a row they have lost the turnover battle. And on Saturday, it finally caught up with them.
Yeah, that's one of the things that sometimes we don't account for in these games is special teams. We talk offense, we talk defense. Sometimes we talk special teams. And I saw the gaffes from Clemson in the special teams. I also wasn't understanding until we got into the game, and I heard some of the commentary and some of the metrics about South Carolina being one of the best special teams, which should figure when you look at the head coach and you know who his dad is. So that made total sense that got maybe discarded going into this matchup, that South Carolina would possibly win the special teams. But to that degree, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, South Carolina's punter routinely pinned Clemson deep, so they were starting deep in their own territory, and you know, with an offense that was not playing well to begin with. So you got that going against you, but you know, to me, it kind of all started with the little trick play on the kickoff return. Clemson gets a safety, they go up 16-7. They've got all the momentum, and they decide to run a trick play on the free kick. Will Shipley, you know, takes the return. They kind of huddle up together. He hands the ball off to Phil Maffa, who goes up the sideline, and Maffa fumbles it. South Carolina recovers. Next thing you know, it's 16-14. South Carolina's got all the momentum, and it's kind of all from there. But Antonio Williams also fumbled a punt return late in that game. Clemson down 1. It wasn't the best of punts. And Clemson was gonna, if Williams, holds on to that football, Clemson's gonna have the ball around midfield with one of the better kickers in the country, only needing a field goal to win. But and it's just one of those plays. He just fumbled the ball, and we're talking about a guy who has probably been the best player on the offensive side of the ball for Clemson in the passing game all season long. So it like I said a minute ago, it is what it is. People can point at quarterback play, but this thing just goes so much deeper than who's playing quarterback. I said it last week after the Miami game, and it's something that's been going on for a while now, even before Brandon Streeter became offensive coordinator. For a long time, Clemson used to dictate to defenses what they were going to do. That's no longer the case anymore. Clemson kind of settles for taking what's being given. And there's no better evidence of that than what we saw unfold in the fourth quarter. South Carolina goes cover 0, basically daring Clemson to throw the ball. Will Shipley's been running up and down the field, averaging 9 yards per carry, and they just go away from him. I know South Carolina's got 8 guys in the box, however many, whatever, trying to take away the run, but they've not been good at stopping the run all season long. I think he got 4 carries in the second half. He was frustrated. The fan base is frustrated, But at the end of the day, South Carolina's giving you the pass, telling you, hey, if you're going to beat us, this is how you're going to do it. And they could not hit one. Not one pass in that second half when they needed a play. They couldn't hit one. They passed for 13 yards. And it's just mind-numbing. Since Dabo Swinney's been head coach, they have only lost twice ever when they've gone over 200 yards rushing, and it happened for the second time Saturday.
Yeah, so a lot of people aren't happy with the offensive coordinator.
No, I'm one that I don't know. I'm not a guy that dives into play calling too much. I'm not inside that guy's head. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's trying to set up. I don't know what play he's talking about running next. And unlike many Clemson fans, I've not had huge issues with Brandon Streeter this year. I think at times he's at least tried to be creative. I'm not sure how much complete autonomy he's got over that offense anyways. So, I mean, I don't know that all the blame falls on Brandon Streeter. I think this is more of a collective effort. I think it's something Dabo Swinney's got to take a long, hard look at in the offseason. The offense has become stale. It's predictable at times, and I think it could benefit from using a fresh set of eyes on it, some new ideas.
Yeah, when it comes to play calling, my stance is basically if you understand football and you know football, but you're not a coach, you're not a scout, somebody like the two of us that have been watching football forever and we watch a ton of football, I'm more into feeling like, okay, I've got something to offer. I've got something to look at when it comes to game management, time management. I can add up time and situations and look at those and assess those. But when it comes to play calling, it's not like I've never criticized a play call in my life, but generally those guys know so much more than we know about calling plays and designing plays. Now, again, it's not like I've never criticized a play call in my life, but for the most part, when they work, they're great. When they don't work, they're not great. And every fan base in the world whose team lost or didn't score enough points to meet their satisfaction or complaining about play calling and that this was awful play calling. Well, it wasn't executed.
I also think the offensive staff is kind of handcuffed with a quarterback who is struggling, receivers that are struggling mightily.
Sure.
Just a passing game that has become rather inept. Let's be honest. It kind of handcuffs what you can do as a play caller. That's just the way it is. I mean, which kind of it kind of goes back to what I said a minute ago. I think great offenses dictate the defense is what they're going to do. Pick your poison, and we're going to beat you either way. And Clemson's kind of, I think it started toward the end of the Trevor Lawrence era, and with some of the guys they had at the skill positions, they could get away with it with those guys. They don't have guys like that at those skill positions anymore, and they're not able to get away with it now. And it's starting to show up at times. We've seen it several times this season. We saw it all day on Saturday. This offense is really struggling right now, and that's just it. There's just no other way to say it.